Howdy howdy, it's Crafty Grinding, and after a brief hiatus, it's time for another Arena Cutoff preview for Marvel Contest of Champions. And what a great time to come back and do a preview, because we've got a fan favorite villain in Red Skull as the feature champ this time. And maybe not so much a fan favorite in the video game we've got, but probably in the MCU he's a fan favorite. But anyway, from an MCOC perspective, for the 4-star basic arena champ, we have Civil War Black Panther. So anyway, one of the first things I always like to do in these previews is kind of categorize how I think these arenas will stack up or compared to in terms of their cutoffs to previous arenas. And when it comes to feature arenas, it's really easy. It's either you're an old champ or new champ, and clearly with Red Skull, it's long overdue, but finally he's a new champ in MCOC. And then when it comes to Civil War Black Panther and the 4-star basic arena, there's low interest, medium interest, and high interest, and I think he's going to be in that low interest champ area. So now that I've categorized these, let's take a look at some recent past results for like arenas. Starting first with that low interest 4-star basic arena. As you can see, going all the way back with Falcon, we were at 1.7, with Agent Venom 1.91. At the very low, at the floor level, floor threshold, we're looking at 1.6 million, and that's really just above the milestone rewards. That's probably why that number got pushed that high in. And then Nightcrawler, still a very you know, valuable, has some utility in the game. He even just went for 1.9 million. It's just, this is kind of where we're seeing these 4-star basic champs go, for champs that have been in the game for some time, probably been in the 4-star basic arena a number of times. It's just, now they're pretty attainable from a 4-star perspective, and that's really great news for newer players to the game, or still progressing their rosters from a 4-star perspective. They can grab these older champs, and most of them have decent utility still without having to grind too much. Now, let's go to the other side of the spectrum. Let's take a look at what feature results for feature champs results look like, because I think that's not going to be easily attainable, especially with a champ that has been eagerly awaited for, like Red Skull. But let's first take a look at the 3-star feature arena. Again, if you haven't been following my channel, basically a lot of the community areas where people report their scores, because Kabam doesn't release, you know, past results. All these scores are basically self-reported by the community. Some different areas across the community do us all a favor, take the time to basically put out surveys and collect this information. But anyway, these areas have stopped collecting 3-star feature arena, or actually any 3-star arena information. I think the reason being is, for the most part, these results are pretty stabilized. Yeah, sure, there could be a little difference between one feature champ to the next, but for the most part, these standards these results are very similar. So as you can see here, with new champs, it's somewhere between 1 million to 1.1 million for the first round cutoff of a new 3-star feature champ. Now it starts getting interesting when we jump over to the 4-star feature arena, especially here of late. We've seen kind of these numbers plummet quite a bit, and I just wonder if it's the 4-star feature fatigue, because to push up these kind of numbers, you've got to have a decent roster, and folks that have that now aren't really looking for any more 4-stars in the state of the game. So maybe that's why we've seen these plummeted, even with Ghost, because there was a lot of interest, you know, or speculation on how good Ghost was actually going to be, because by the time her arena came around, nobody really knew. We did know that our animations were pretty cool in the game, but in terms of our actual utility, that was still kind of up in the air a bit. But anyway, you can see with Iron Man, Infinity War, who we knew he was going to be a good Alliance War defender, he went, you know, one of the more higher scores for the 4-star feature arena recently at that 4.2 million. Then we get into the kind of like the more common ground, where we saw Domino, when people, you know, knew that she was going to be a pretty decent champ, at 3.7. With Wasp, we saw her go to 11.4, and then most recently, like I was saying with Ghost, for whatever reason, we saw those results come in at 9 million. So maybe there's just a little arena fatigue combined with the lack of desire to push 4-star champs for those who could get these numbers to begin with. So maybe we're seeing that decline. I think Ghost, her arena was after the overheat issue was fixed, so I don't think that's a problem anymore. But anyway, just something to keep our eyes on. Now, when it comes to the 5-star feature arena, really, it's we've seen a mixed bag here as well. Again, people knew Iron Man Infinity War is going to be pretty good, especially from Alliance Defender's perspective. So his number, he's got the all-time high, 55 million. Domino, people knew to be a decent champ, she was able to push pretty high at 48 million. But then you have Wasp, who, you know, at the time we were dealing with overheat issues, etc. Not exactly sure what kept her numbers low at 37 million. But then on the other side with Ghost, again, people didn't know a ton of information about her other than her animations were pretty cool. But it ended up her first round arena cutoff went to 45.2 million. So considering all these past trends, I like to do with these previews is really get your input, the community, because again, we are the community that drive these arena scores to begin with. So based off of how high we're going to push these things, this is how high the cutoffs are going to be, kind of thing. So I always like to take in your input as a part of the information I use to come up with my first round cutoffs, which I'm happy to report this week I'll be able to do one for Red Skull before I disappear again for a little bit, but at least I should be able to get the first round arena predictions out for this new Red Skull and Civil War Black Panther arena. But again, before I get to that point, before I actually produce the numbers, I'd really love to get your input. So I've set up some polls on the community section of my channel. Head on over there. I'd really appreciate it if you take a minute or two and go cast your vote, what you think these cutoffs will be, both for the 4-star feature Red Skull and for the 5-star feature Red Skull cutoffs. Not so much worried about the Black Panther Civil War 4-star basic arena. I think we pretty much know where that one's going to end, but it's really curious to hear your thoughts on where the 5-star feature and the 4-star feature Red Skull arenas went, because am I right in gauging the hype that I've been hearing from a lot of folks, or is that just with a select group, a very loud select group that are making, you know, everybody else think, yeah, this is going to be big, or maybe not as big. But anyway, head on over to the poll. Would really appreciate it if you take a minute to vote, and even an extra minute or two, and put the context behind your vote in the comment section. That would be awesome. For whatever reason you just don't want to go over or don't know where to find the community section of my channel, or just prefer to put it at the bottom, your thoughts at the bottom of this video in the comment section, I would really appreciate that as well. So just take a minute or two and let me know what you think on these upcoming arenas starting this Thursday. So anyway, if you enjoyed this arena preview, would really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button, and if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, would really appreciate it subscribe. So thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.